What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys, it feels like. I apologize for that. And in this video, we're going to talk about a couple things that I think that we're going to experience in heaven based off of a few scriptures that I've read and studied. We're going to get right into it. The New Testament, it has a few facts sprinkled in there about and shows us a glimpse of what we're going to experience in heaven and what it says we're going to see and do. The first one in Revelations 5, chapter 5, verse 13, it says, "And then I heard every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea, they sang, 'Blessing and honor and glory and power belong to the one sitting on the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever.'" Okay, which we will sing and worship around God's throne. That's one of the things I believe. People think that that's all we're going to do is sing and worship and do gospel music and stuff, but that's just one of the things that He says in the Bible that we're going to do. We're going to worship Him and sing about the Lord, and so that's the first one. The second one is in Luke 23, verse 43. And Jesus replied, "I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise." We're going to enjoy God's beautiful creation. That's just imagine the greatest vacation you've ever been in. Imagine like the beach, and just imagine the greatest vacation you can even imagine and multiply that by 100 million. Because you get to lay back and know that everything's going to be okay, and that just enjoy what God has in store for you up there in heaven. So, the third one is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12. "For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully." So we're going to come face to face with God. So we're going to have the best, like imagine the best Bible study you've ever had, where you're sitting down with someone who knows what they're talking about and you're asking them questions. You're going to get probably a pretty good answer from them, but you're sitting down face to face with God. You can ask Him, Jesus, God, you can ask Him any question you want, and He's going to give you the correct answer. Like there's no maybe answer when you're asking Him. Like you're going to be there in the presence of the Lord. You can, whatever question you've ever had, you can ask Him. You'll know the answers. You'll learn everything, why He does everything. That's the beauty of getting to heaven, and getting to meet Jesus. The fourth thing is John chapter 14, verse 3 says, "And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am." So we're going to enjoy the fellowship with Jesus, just enjoying His presence and being there with Him, which is basically kind of what I said for in the last one. Just being there and then getting to meet Him and enjoy everything that He's created for us. The next thing is in Revelations 22, verse 3, "No longer will there be any curse. The throne of God and of the Lamb will be in the city, and His servants will serve Him." In verse 5 it says, at the end of verse 5 it says, "And they will reign forever and ever." So we will serve God. That's one of the things we're going to do when we get to heaven. We're going to serve God. Imagine working for your favorite boss you've ever worked for, the best job you've ever done. Just imagine that. And imagine the boss, the best boss. God out does them all. He's the best boss, okay? Because he's not, you know, what's the best word I can use? He's not gonna be controlling, and there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing false in anything that he does or says. You know, God is always right. So you will serve under the best God you could ever think of. There's only one God, but you can serve under the best of the best. That's the best way I can put that. Number 6, Luke 22 verse 30. So it says, so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom. Okay, so you'll eat and celebrate throughout all eternity. So imagine like eating at a 5-star hotel, filet mignon. Shoot, the cuisine that you got prepared up in heaven has trumped that filet mignon you can have down here on earth. So just imagine something great that you can get from a restaurant. Multiply that by 1,000. Like, that's awesome. I mean, I love eating, so I don't know about you guys, but just eating the best thing you can possibly think of, and you know, getting to celebrate for eternity. That's amazing. And the last thing that I believe that we are going to be able to experience, based off of what I've come up with and done research on. There's probably way more, but this is just some things I've done some research on. Revelations chapter 14, verse 13 says, "Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them." So we get the rest for eternity. For this whole life that we've lived, we're all going to have the tough times and the rough times, and when we get to heaven, we'll finally get the rest. So we will get to enjoy God's paradise. There's no such thing as boredom in heaven. You will never be bored in heaven. It's just, you get into, just imagine the most tropical place in Hawaii or Bahamas, all great places, but nothing compares to heaven. You know, it just says in the Bible that it is the greatest place you'll ever be. And it's not like you're just visiting. You're going to be there for the rest of your life, which is amazing. Just enjoy the paradise that God provided for us, that we've not seen. And like, multiply all this by like 1,000,000, because what we have in mind, it's going to be way bigger and way better than what we even can possibly think of, which is incredible. And it's like, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you that hope, you know what I mean? Not just the paradise, but to meet Jesus, you know, the person that died for all of us, which is, I'm so appreciative of. I think most everybody is, you know. So God has something beautiful for us. And so I'm going to end this video on those, how many did I just name? About seven different things that I believe that we're going to experience in heaven. And if you need to go back and go to the Bible and see where I got some of this from, you can rewind and go back. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, God bless you all.